Let's start at the beginning. 70s, 80s, 90s, it doesn't matter. Pick a decade. During these freewheeling times, bands got signed, got famous, and the record companies made a lot of money off of them, some of which they would put back towards the bands making records. They could do this because bands were selling records. Then the internet happened. We all know the story, Napster, MP3s, and hating Lars Ulrich. These things seem to be the new emerging model. This was wonderful for musicians in a lot of ways. It took power away from the gatekeepers, aka the labels, who up until then had all the say in deciding which bands we should know versus which bands should wither away in obscurity in their garage. For the first time, you, the fan, could discover new music on your own in a multitude of new ways. If you liked German polka steampunk music for some reason, you could find it and connect with other fans who shared your tastes. Well, the downside to this was obvious. With record companies dying, less money could be spent on new emerging bands. So what does this ultimately mean? Well, it means that record companies don't look like Epic, Warner Brothers, or Capitol anymore. They look like you, the fans. We've taken out the middleman, and now artists are directly linked to their fans. A similar shift is happening in the fashion industry. Historically, fashion is something most consumers purchase long after it's been conceived by the designer, previewed on the runway, produced, and then shipped to retail outlets. But independent brands can't break into the big box retailers, who are now the gatekeepers and typically don't consider emerging companies. Many even carry their own product lines to make bigger profits. These empires are controlling more and more of Main Street USA as the locally owned shops become casualties of the economy. However, there are now independent designers building strong new brands because of your support, and in some cases, your collaboration. With the internet and an abundance of retail websites, no matter where you live, you have the opportunity to stay connected and on the cutting edge of fashion. Yet there is one big challenge shared with the music industry that leads to a lot of problems for consumers: clutter. With an overwhelming number of music and fashion resources out there vying for your attention, you have to decide how much of your increasingly valuable time to spend hoping to discover something you dig. And this is where 1band 1brand comes in. To put it simply, 1band 1brand introduces one band and one brand each week through a free email newsletter and streamlined online experience. Each week you'll meet one emerging band and be able to download for a limited time a name-your-price 1band 1brand music sampler. You'll also be introduced to one independent brand and receive a unique offer motivating you to keep looking fresh. However, with these new exciting models comes responsibility. It's now up to you, the fans, to support the bands and brands you love by purchasing their wares and using your influence to spread the word. You are a leader, not a follower. You have connections, but your time is valuable. You'll accept a little help to discover emerging bands and brands, even get something for it, and in exchange, you'll make things happen. Use your influence. Let's see what you've got. Sign up today and be first to hear, wear, and share.